Hey, what's going on, YouTube? What's happening? This your girl Tiffany here, live in effect. So I know you out there celebrating your 4th of July with your families, getting drunk, popping fireworks, and all of that. And if you out there shooting, be careful. Don't be out there goddamn trying to hurt anybody, okay? But this ain't the topic about 4th of July, because many of us know about the history of 4th of July. Many of us know that it's not celebratory for black people. It's really celebratory for white folks more than it is for black folks. But that's not the topic. Uh, Today's topic is about sex education and why it's extremely important. So here I am back on this topic again. I have spoke on it in the past, but I have to revisit this topic, this subject, because there's been talk about Houston, Texas, and what's going on out there as far as statistics are concerned. Now, from what I read on the articles, that the information that was put on social media was inaccurate, because according to the information, it stated that it was about around 60,000 people that were diagnosed in the month of June, and the information had to be corrected. However, there's a young lady who happens to be a nurse, and she work in the facility. She doing a video about this, and in this video, she's very emotional, very distraught, very angry, upset, because day by day she deal with patients who have all these different diagnoses. So I'm gonna let her do the talking, and then we're gonna get into the statistics, right? We're gonna talk about the statistics, and we're gonna talk about why sex education is important. Okay, why? Thank you, my friend. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Thank you for coming through and supporting the channel. So let me go ahead and play this video for y'all, because I'm gonna let the young lady do the talking.
And like, but in all seriousness, in the past week, I had several patients coming in finding out that they're HIV positive. Y'all keep making these posts and these jokes, and it's not funny. Like, this shit is ruining people's lives from their early 20s to even as old as 50 years old. Stop playing. It's not funny. It's nothing funny about it. And you want to know what's so crazy? I seen a video of this gay dude on TikTok. He's a viral dude bragging about how he just moved to Houston and he just met somebody baby daddy, somebody trade, somebody thug drug dealer, and he let him fuck the shit out of him first night because he grown and all of that, and he sent him on about his way. Y'all think this is funny? You know how many down low men it is out here playing? It's not funny. Ladies, strap up, because these dudes is disgusting. Disgusting. Yeah, I know.
She basically talks about how she deals with patients day by day, right? And they find out they're diagnosed with sexual transmitted disease. Where she at? She's in Houston. The young lady's in Houston, Texas. And I appreciate the cash. Thank you so much. She's in Houston, Texas. And she mentioned that in the video. But here's the thing. She talking about the ages of 20 all the way up to 50. Now, somebody in their 50s, they knew what the time period was when the concept of the whole thing about HIV and AIDS came about. And in the 90s, it was bad. It was really bad. The 90s and 2000. So somebody in their 50s should know better to know how to protect themselves. But when you got someone in their 20s, it's a problem. Let me tell you what the culture is. The kind of culture that we living in is very toxic. Okay? It demoralizes the values of taking care of yourself as far as your health is concerned. You got these kids out here that's listening to these rappers, female rappers in particular, talking about they taking birth control pills and how they don't use Plan B, and how they let the guy they fucking shoot the club up. That means busting a nut in a pussy. Okay, how they let them just go raw, and you hear all this craziness. You got Sexy Red talking about some Pound Town and her doo-doo brown, and what's the other shit she talking about? Let your coochie breathe, hands on your knee, let your coochie breathe. Somebody, and speaking of Sexy Red, I'm gonna throw that out there. She got mad at black women talking about the hair texture, whatnot. She's talking about the hair texture of black women, but wait a minute, when the last time did your ass go to a gynecologist and see what the fuck going on with you down there? Talking about some hands on your knee, let your pussy breathe. Let your coochie breathe. Obviously, they don't, honey. They don't know how to have safe sex. They don't. And obviously, people don't ask questions anymore as to what is your status? What is your status? And I wouldn't be surprised to find out that a lot of people don't get physicals like they should. It's important to get a yearly physical to make sure that your health is up to par, especially if you're trying to have children. You need to make sure that you at a good standstill before you proceed to have a family. And let's talk about this DL shit. This DL stuff is detrimental. This shit ain't funny. I don't care how many pornos you watch, right? I don't care how good it might look, but guess what? That shit is damaging. These are men who have wives at home that's having unprotected sex with other men and come back home and bring it to their wives. You want to know why women leave men who are cheating on them? Or you want to know why your spouse is leaving you? It ain't because you're cheating. It's because you're not being careful with your health. Y'all slanging it like it ain't nothing. You're busting it open like it ain't nothing. Then you want to know why your spouse don't trust you and why they so hesitant to want to have sex with you. Why they don't want to why they don't want you close to them. Why they don't want to give you a second chance. Have you ever thought about people value their health? People value themselves enough? Not just in a moral sense, but in a healthy sense. They don't want whatever you got. Whatever you done got out there in the streets, they don't want to deal with that shit. And you know what? I believe that women should start, especially women. If your spouse is cheating on you, you need to start asking him to go get tested. If he's having sex with multiple women, especially if these women are prostitutes, they need to go get tested. If they refuse to get tested, then you can refuse to deal with them or continue to have a relationship with them. They need to go get tested. They need to know their status. If they refuse to go get a physical and refuse to go get checked out as far as their health and reproductive is concerned, you have the right to discontinue the relationship because that is the most important part of your health. If they want to sit up here and talk about how important it is to have sex, okay. If you want to talk about how important it is to have sex, let's talk about sexual health. Let's talk about sex education for a moment. If you ain't trying to get into that concept, then we ain't got no business talking and having conversation. You're not being petty when you're doing that. You looking out for your own interests. You making sure that you a good standstill. And people say, well, just because I cheated, you gonna leave? It ain't about the cheating part. It's about the part. It's about what you was doing while you was cheating. Again, it's not about the cheating part. It's about what you was doing while you was cheating on that person. See, y'all making it a minority situation, right? As if it has no significant values, but it's more to it. But people know that they just try to play mind games with other individuals, trying to gaslight them into feeling bad for leaving. And then there's a part where she talks about a gay dude go on social media and talk about he moved to Houston, Texas, and he done linked up with somebody's trade husband, boyfriend, baby daddy, whatever, and let this man have sex with him raw. This is why I'm telling you ladies out there, if you got some gay friends, you better keep an eye on your gay friends closely. You better watch your gay homeboys closely. You better watch him closely. Because if he's bold enough to brag about having sex with men that are on the down low, or men that are already in relationship with women, you need to keep an eye on them. You do not need to have them around you. Because I hate to say it, and I'm going to be straight up. A lot of these gay dudes, not all of them, but a lot of them, they prefer men who are in relationship with women. That's what they want. They want men who are in relationship with women, as opposed men who are already gay as hell or bisexual. They want the men who are heterosexual that are in a relationship with women. That's what they want to do. Because for some odd delusional reason, for whatever delusional reason, they in competition with women, which is a state of delusion in itself. And I'm gonna be straight up. Then you want to know why people can't support homosexuality. You want to know why people don't support homosexuality. You want to know why people don't support the LGBTQ community. You want to know why. This is one of the reasons why. When you got gay men who get on social media talking about they fucking somebody else's husband, boyfriend, that's on the down low, as if it ain't nothing, you want to know why people stop supporting. You want to know why people turn away from those individuals. Because that's a high level of disrespect, especially towards the woman. So I'm telling you, ladies, if you got gay male friends, you better keep an eye on them. You better pay attention. You better listen to exactly what they be saying. But let's get into the statistics. Let's get into this real quick. Watch this. All right, hold on. So I'm looking at Texas HIV and other STD rates. All right, so according to the information, and you guys, if you want to get some good sources, go to Google Gemini, or you can use a Chat GPT. It'll help you out. All right, and it can take you to directly to the source where the information come from. So according to the statistic rates, right? Texas 2022 STDs rates per 100,000. And it says that chlamydia is 519.9, Gonorrhea is 192.2. Syphilis is 22.8. All right, let's look at the HIV rate. All right, so let's see, HIV rate. Excuse me. All right, it says in 2018, an estimate of 1 in 305 testing were living with HIV, with diagnosed HIV. This the this disproportionately affects Black MSM 1 in 6 and Hispanic MSM 1 in 10. While the annual number of new diagnoses has remained stable, the number of people living with HIV has increased due to effective treatment. Let's go to the next one. All right, it says 2024 HIV rates in Texas are reported as high. And it says Texas is a hotspot for new HIV infection, but many still can't access preventative care. All right, so this is come from TPR.org, which is Texas Public Radio. It stated that the first time Dallas resident Rafael Rules Dave Valquiso heard about PrEP in 2017, it wasn't from his doctor. It was from a dating app. Okay. So PrEP stands for pre-exposure prophylaxis, a medication that prevents about 99% of HIV infection. There are new kinds of PrEP. Truvada and Discoy are once a day pills, and Apretude is a shot every few months. The CDC recommends PrEP for people who are high risk, like gay and bisexual men, men who have sex with other men, and people who inject drugs. But the CDC recommends everyone who is sexually active have a conversation with their doctor about PrEP. All right. So let's talk about that for a moment. Let's talk about this whole thing about this PrEP stuff. In my opinion, I don't think that's trustworthy. I don't even think that's safe. If somebody is infected with a sexual transmitted disease such as HIV and AIDS, and they're going around having unprotected sex, although they're taking this PrEP pill, it's not trustworthy. In my opinion, it's not trustworthy at all. Because there's still chances that the disease can still be spread to other people. So I personally don't think that it's a smart idea or it's a wise idea just to be taking PrEP and thinking that a person won't become infected if they don't have it by now, or they won't infect other people, especially if they in a high risk group such as those who are gay and bisexual. But education needs to start at home. It need to be in these school system. I don't know why these schools decide that they want to remove sex education out the classrooms. I don't know why. They need to continue to have them, especially in middle school and high school, because that's where a lot of these kids become sexually active. They become really sexually active in high school and middle school. They need to get in the classroom and learn about these things. Make it part of the biology class. Make it part of the health class. Put it in physical education if you got to. Parents really need to start having a serious conversation with their children and stop shying away from it. Stop turning away as if they're wrong for asking questions. They have the right to ask and they want to know certain things, especially when they come of age of puberty. They need to sit down and tell them what the real deal is. Tell them the importance of getting tested. The importance of going to doctors and get physicals. Stop acting like this conversation don't need to be had. You talk about everything else. Why can't you not keep it real with them? But you got Sexy Red educating your daughters, talking about Pound Town and let that coochie breathe, hands on your knees and all that other mess. People, get with the program. Get with the program. But I am so disgusted with those in their 50s and the 40s and 30s because y'all know better. Y'all came up in the era. The education came about. I mean, I'm just so disappointed because if you in your 50s and you still have an unprotected sex besides with your spouse, that's a real disappointment right there. And it's like we are the face of every new cases of HIV and AIDS that comes into existence. We are the face that's taking place in this country. But I digress. I just wanted to speak on this. So I hope you all have a good day, good evening. And until next time, peace and power elevation. This your girl Tiffany, and I'm out.